It's a beautiful country, we need to preserve it. So what on earth is going on in Parliament? How do we get into such shit? Just draw an organisational comparison. What happens in an organisation if you remove accountability is that people have no option apart from just to look after themselves. If people are allowed to operate like that for long enough, they just become ideological, they becomes egotistical. It's all about themselves, and this is the antithesis of what good looks like, which is accountability, which is about doing things, making things happen, doing the right thing, staying on track, staying on target, listening to customers, that sort of thing. So what happens over a period of time is this left culture creeps in. It's like an organisation culture, it keeps everybody else out and no one wants to join it that's any good, until it gets really bad and people like Rupert Lowe jump into the fray, and others like myself, unlikely characters, get involved in sorting this out. But typically politics makes no difference to anybody's lives, although there was a survey done a long time ago. Whilst they don't really do much apart from this government simply destroying pretty much everything, typically they have a substantial impact on the way people feel. But the difficulty is that this organisation, people recruit into organisations to match the culture, and it tends to self-select the best people out, and that's the problem we've had for a very long period of time, regardless if you're left or right. There's a code, there's a narrative, there are things you talk about, and we've got this utterly evil situation at the moment where the rape gang inquiry has just been rejected for the second time. So this is purely diabolical, it's evil, and that's where things get to when you start taking the wrong actions for a sufficiently long period of time. So the other thing that happens is that the nefarious Islamist types jump on board, and because they're aggressive and they've got a pretty strong, albeit nefarious purpose, they believe in their own bullshit, and they very easily hijack these left leaning types. If you look at the public sector, the other thing that's happened, the public sector used to be about 60% conservative, it's now about 90% left wing, so that's also shot to pieces, and roughly the population is 50% conservative and 50% left leaning, accountable versus unaccountable followers. Problem is, if you leave these unaccountable followers, they create their own weird ways of doing things around victimhood and the rest of it, which we're witnessing, and they haven't got the experience not having run businesses or done anything useful so they just end up destroying everything with their sort of self-serving ideology of different varieties that they make up as they go along, or rob from nefarious people like Marx, etc. So yeah, beware. And the other part of this is that Starmer is completely unaware, non-thinking, so there's zero chance of him going voluntarily. He is delusional. He completely rejects key players like Jim Ratcliffe and others, who probably the most impressive industrialist the UK has ever seen, who was forced to move his mega business out of the UK because of rising energy costs and the general insanity of UK industrial policy. So this madness knows no bounds. And of course Starmer, totally unaware, delusional, asked him to apologise. So did the rest of his cabinet, just bonkers. Have a good day, let's sort it.